Hey out there, Slot Car Land. How's everybody doing this fine weekend? You're probably asking to yourself, why am I seeing you on a Saturday? Well, after I did the episodes last week, after we did the bi-weekly featured car, and I told you what we were going to be doing this weekend, I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, you know what? We've got a set here that we haven't done anything to yet, and we should do a series on what to look for when you're buying a set, and then how to get that set back running again. So that's what we're going to do. This is going to be the first episode. We're going to talk today about what to look for in a set when you're out, when you come across one, or if you're actually looking for a particular one, what to be looking for in that set. And then the next episodes after that, tomorrow we'll be taking a look at the car and see if we can get one of the cars running. And then we'll just keep going from there, getting the track, back into working order and all that kind of stuff. So I thought we'd make a series out of it and just do some really fun things with it. So today we're going to talk about what you should be looking for when you come across the set, either at a yard sale, a flea market, a slot car show, or a toy show, or an antique store, or whatever. To give you some ideas of what you should be looking for when you look in the set and all that kind of stuff. The first thing I'm going to say that is if you're looking for a particular set, make sure that you know everything about that set. What cars were in it, what the controllers look like with that set, what the power supply look like for that set, and how much track should be with that set. You should know all about that when you're out hunting, so you know what you're looking for. If you're just out looking and you just come across some sets, then it's kind of a different ballpark, but they're kind of the same, but they're kind of not the same. So let's talk about that. So basically, the first thing, of course, when you look in a set, the first thing you should look for is the cars. Always. Just make sure there's cars in there. Make sure they're the proper cars for the set. And then if there's other cars in there that weren't part of that set but are just a bonus, then bingo, it's a bonus. So that's one thing there. Make sure the cars are there. Look at the cars. Make sure that the parts are all there. Make sure you got pickup shoes. Make sure there's tires on it. Granted, the tires are probably going to be hard, but still, as long as it's got tires on it. Make sure, like I said, pick up shoes. Open it up. Make sure it's got all its internals, magnets, motor plate, whatever the cars are. All that kind of stuff. Make sure you're checking all that out as well. So if the cars check out, next step should be power supply. 1, make sure it's there. And 2, make sure it's the right power supply for the set. And we're going to be talking about that down the road when we start to get this set up, because some sets have different power supplies depending on what the set was. So make sure you keep that in mind when you're looking in the set. The next step would be controllers. Make sure it has controllers and that they're the right controllers for the set. Because especially if it's a specialty set, like our accelerator set, the Ultra 5 sets, the Speed Steer sets, the Blazing Brake sets, the Speed Shift sets, and the Cat Eye sets all have different controllers than regular sets. So if there's a specialty set, make sure they're the right controllers for that particular set. The next thing you're going to want to look at is the track. First, try and make an estimate as to how much is supposed to be there. Usually some sets will have the layout on the outside of the box somewhere. If not, then hopefully the sheets, the instructions and all that are with it, and you can look at that and you can get an estimate of how many pieces that set should have in it. And you can make an estimate from there if it's an intact set, especially if it's in a flea market, a yard sale, or other things like that aren't necessarily a slot car show, or you're not buying it from a reputable person that you know. Next, I would take a look at the condition of the track. If you have more than like 4 pieces broke in that set, it's probably not worth buying, unless you want it for the cars. Because if the cars are there, and then if it's got more cars than what the set actually had, then basically buy it for the cars and then toss the track, because it's not going to be worth anything. So next up is some stuff that you don't necessarily need, but would be cool if you had it, which would be accessories. Guardrails, bridge supports, and the instruction manuals and all the other manuals that come with the set. It'd be nice to have them. You don't necessarily need them, but it would be nice to have if they were there, which kind of thing. Kind of, one, it's nostalgic. Two, it gives you a lot of information about the set, particularly if it's a specialty set like the accelerators, the Ultra 5s, something you haven't messed with, the speed shift cars, that kind of stuff. Make sure you have, it'd be better off to have them than not have them, because there'd be a lot of information in there about how the set works, how to set it up, what you got to do to get the cars going, and all that kind of stuff. I went through and read the book on this one. This set has everything in it. And I went through and read the book and learned a lot of things about accelerator sets that we're going to be talking about as we go through this series. So be on the lookout for that. And then just after that would be condition of the box. If you're a collector and you want the box in pretty good shape, that's kind of a thing you might want to think about. Me, it's more about just making sure the box is in good enough shape to hold the track itself for storage, because it's going to be something that's not going to be put up all the time. It'll be put up for videos and what we're doing now, and then it'll be put away, and then we might get out and play with it, and then put it back, kind of thing. So you want a box that's in at least good enough shape to keep it stored. If not, then you're gonna have to go to a tote or whatever if you don't have the box, or if the box is too torn up to use. So, but that's just some things you want to watch out for. Also, kind of look at the cars as well. Like I said about pickup shoes and stuff. Be looking at what kind of condition the pickup shoes in there. Are they rusty? Is the axles in the car rusty? That kind of stuff. It's got brass gears. If it's a pancake car, if they look really, really bad, the set might not be worth picking up if the cars are so far gone that you can't at least save the cars at least. So that's kind of what you need to be looking for. I mean, this is kind of a quick video, but it gives you guys a lot of pointers about what you need to look for in a set, what should be there in the set, what shouldn't be there in the set, kind of thing. Especially, and I can't emphasize this enough, especially if it's a specialty set, if it's not like a standard slot car set, if it's like any of the slotless cars, any of the speed shift cars, any of the blaze and brake cars, any of those specialty sets, either Aurora or Tyco, you want to make sure you've got enough there to be able to know what's there. So, and like I said, if you're looking for a specific set, make sure you study everything about that set that you can find on the internet. What kind of controllers it had, what kind of cars it had, what kind of power supply it had, and all that kind of stuff. So you're gonna be amazed to find out what this track runs on when we get to that point. So, but that's something you need to know, is if it doesn't have the right power supply in it and you go to try to use it, you could screw the cars up, and then you're gonna be AOL, and you're not gonna be able to fix them. So make sure you look into that as well. So that's just a few pointers about what you need to look for when you're out hunting and you come across the set. Especially if you come across it and you weren't even looking for it, it just all of a sudden is there, which happens a lot, especially if you're another place you might find them also would be the Goodwill. The Tyco Pro set that my sister bought, she found that at the Goodwill, which is an amazing thing. So there's another place you might want to look, and especially if you're there, especially take a look at the track there, because it could be, they don't know, they could have got like 2 or 3 sets in, stuff could have fell out of a box, and they just kind of threw it back in the box and put it on the shelf. You might have different make of track in the box, and somebody bought the other box, and all that good kind of stuff. So that's just some pointers if you're out trying to find a set that you might need to know. Hope this guys helps you out. Tomorrow we're going to be working on this one. I got this one kind of tried to kick to life. The other one didn't do anything. So we're going to try and work on this one first. We might come back and diagnose the other one, but this will be the one we'll be working on tomorrow to try to get it up and running and see what we can figure out what's going on with these cars. They might just need to be cleaned. The motor brushes might be really bad, or they might just be out of adjustment a little bit, so we'll take a look at that, get these cars up and running. We'll talk about these a little bit, about their origins and all that kind of stuff. So be on the lookout for that tomorrow. I hope you guys caught the speed shot this morning. So be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout Monday for the walk around, Wednesday for part spin, Thursday for crash of the week, and then the speed shot again on Saturday. We're going to be doing a bi-weekly featured car next weekend, so be on the lookout for that as well. And just keep on keeping that pin on the slot, the wheels on the downside, Keep working on your cars this summer so they're ready for racing season in the fall. And just keep on watching the channel. Also support everybody out there who's also on YouTube for slot cars, because they all need love too. And don't forget to support all of the vendors that we give you guys hints for here, that we use. Show them some love. Buy stuff from them. Keep them in business so this hobby can keep going. And catch you guys tomorrow as we're working on this accelerator car and see if we can't get that baby up and running. So catch you guys then. I'm out. Bye.